The Metropolitan Ensemble Theater, located at 3614 Main Street, is in its 12th season. It's supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. Their new play, Photograph 51, opens on January 19th. Here to tell us more about the play and about the Metropolitan Ensemble Theater, also known as the Met, is founding and producing artistic director Karen Paisley. Karen, thank you for having us here at the Met.
Thank you for coming.
And Karen, you started the Met in 2005.
Right.
You're not from Kansas City, so what made you decide that Kansas City was a place that you wanted to set up shop for the Met, and what inspired you to start the Met?
Well, we started in part because we were actually already here. I came originally because the Kansas City rep did a national search and found me and brought me here, and I worked for them. But at that time, I had already written the plan for this company and began to develop it and continued to work on it and took classes at the block school and that sort of thing. And what Met is about is kind of returning the great plays to everybody and fostering new talent and new plays and kind of trying to create a real grassroots access point for everybody to have the ability to see, do, make great plays all the time. And so that's what we're about. So we started the company in 2005. It's kind of a cool story. We had $1,000 and that's all we had. So you really can't mess up much if that's all you have. And then we moved to another space in the Crossroads and then ultimately came here. And then we'll be on the road again. Why Kansas City? I think Kansas City in some ways is uniquely placed, both metaphorically and really. I mean, if you're talking about plays that belong to the heart of the country, truly the heart of the country, to all of us, it is kind of perfect that we were here.
Well, tell us about Photograph 51.
Okay. Photograph 51 is a premiere about Rosalind Franklin, the often forgotten and frequently not even known about scientist who actually took the photograph that then Watson and Crick were able to base their model on, that took them all the way through unraveling the DNA helix and ultimately winning the Nobel Prize. She was a woman at a time when there weren't a lot of women scientists. She was a brilliant woman. Probably not the easiest person to deal with, though I think people who knew her well would say that she was really very pleasant, a lot of fun, and a great friend. In her work environment, she was extremely focused, a brilliant scientist. She was much less interested in being liked than in being right. And she was extremely diligent. So I think in a world of, particularly a world of men at that time, it was hard for a lot of people to really get a handle on her. But we didn't altogether take her work or her contributions into account. And it seems that we kind of leapt over her. And by the time Watson and Crick were winning the Nobel Prize, she had died. So of the original team who were recognized at that point, she was the only person who wasn't there to say, this is what I did. This is my contribution. And it's easy, if you happen to be the one not at the table, to not get mentioned in the final count.
The company has gone through a lot of growth and a lot of change over the last few years, and you're about to embark on another phase of your growth and change. Can you tell us about what's happening just down the road?
The Warwick Theater, for those of you who may not know, is at, I think it's 3927 Main Street. It's right at the intersection of Westport Road and Main Street. And it's a beautiful old movie theater from 1912. We decided a couple of years ago that we really needed to be looking for our next home, which would be our permanent home. The Warwick hasn't been a movie theater since 1953. But I think we'll be able to make it into a place that is a beautiful home for plays and for people. I think it has enormous potential.
Well, congratulations on that accomplishment. That's going to be a big...
Now we just get to restore it.
Yes.
So there's that.
Well, and if anybody wants more information about any updates to your new location and ticket information and educational programs, where would they go?
They can go to the website and send a comment there. That's easy, which is metkc.org. You can also walk in the door at 3614 Main, which is where we are now, where we will be for the remainder of the season. You can get on the phone at 816-569-3226. And those are pretty much the best ways, and then Facebook would be your last way.
Okay.
Just kind of follow up with us if you need us then.
All right. Well, thank you for all that you do in the community and for sharing all the works.
Thank you for coming and visiting us. And thank you especially for the city and what they're doing with NTDF. That program has made such a difference for us. It made it possible for us to do so much more than we could do before. It really makes a difference.
Great.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/NTDF.